You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. I'm John Tobacco. And all everyone wants to talk about today is Robert Mueller, Robert Mueller, Robert Mueller. I read it, I watched it, I reread it, I watched it again. I see nothing new here. He said nothing new. We're going to break that down and all the other news of the day with my co-host, my co-executive producer, and managing editor of Liquid Lunch, Frank Morano, joining me again.
Thank you, John.
Good morning.
Good morning to some of you. Good afternoon to others. Wherever you happen to be in our fine country, there is a ton of news happening.
That's right.
Donald Trump certainly let it rip on the White House lawn this morning, giving some reporters an earful before embarking on his trip, I think, to speak at a naval commencement. But there's a ton of news. Here's a little bit about what's happening around the world and around the country.
Special counsel Robert Mueller says charging President Trump with obstruction of justice was never an option. Mueller told reporters yesterday he and his investigators were bound by a long-standing Justice Department rule that a president can't be charged with a federal crime while in office.
Under long-standing department policy, a president cannot be charged with a federal crime while he is in office. That is unconstitutional.
Despite Mueller's public comments, Trump tweeted this morning that the highly conflicted Robert Mueller would have brought charges if he had anything, but there were no charges to bring. Singapore is jumping up 2 places to be ranked the world's most competitive economy. The U.S. economy fell from first place last year to third in 2019. Hong Kong was ranked second. The ranking is by the Swiss business school IMD, which has been putting it together since 1989. It ranks 63 economies on 4 factors. The report says the initial boost of confidence from President Trump's tax policies has faded. It blames higher fuel prices, weaker high-tech exports, and fluctuations in the value of the U.S. dollar for the U.S. slipped down 2 spots. A man who set himself on fire near the White House yesterday has died. The National Park Service says the man who lit himself on fire on the ellipse a little bit before 12:30 in the afternoon died Wednesday evening at a D.C. hospital. The Park Service has identified the man as 33-year-old Arnav Gupta from Bethesda, Maryland. D.C. police are investigating to try and learn why Gupta set himself on fire. And finally, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is blasting Facebook after the social media giant refused to remove doctored videos of her that it admitted were false. In an interview with a San Francisco radio station, the California Democrats said that they've given the tech giant the benefit of the doubt for being exploited by Russians in 2016.
Now, we have said all along, oh, poor Facebook, they were unwittingly exploited by the Russians. I think wittingly, because right now they're willing to put something on that they know to be false.
Last week, of course, a video of Pelosi that was altered to make her appear drunk was circulated millions of times on Facebook and other social media. YouTube removed it, but Facebook announced it would allow it to remain on its site, but would allow fewer people to see it.
And no, I'm glad we identified that gentleman that set himself on fire, because as sad as it was, we actually thought it was Adam Schiff, the House Intelligence Committee chairman, before he was identified after seeing Robert Mueller's remarks yesterday. We kid.